Guy says, hey, combat-related question. Charging Germans with a bayonet. Whenever I hear or read such stories of modern wars from World War I onwards, I'm puzzled by the fact that close combat happened at all. How do soldiers get close enough for blade combat without getting hip-fired to shreds? All right, so there are a few different things at play here. First, there's something about combat in certain areas that doesn't necessarily come across in the movies. It's how hard it is to see sometimes. Even in an environment where you would think to yourself, you should be able to see. Let's call it the desert. Let's say it's barren. There may be a rock here or rock there, but it's fairly barren. It's clear, right? You should always be able to see. It's clear until bombs and bullets and everything else starts going off, and soon you can't see. It's dusty, it's smoky, it's this, it's that. So you can find yourself very quickly on top of an enemy, and you didn't see him, he didn't see you. In any kind of thickly wooded area, most definitely the jungle, this happened all the time. You can flat out stumble onto him, and it happened more times than you can count in jungle warfare situations. Vietnam, Japan, and so many others. You can just find yourself, oh, whoa, here you are. I told you before, when we did jungle warfare training in Thailand, we all commented on it when we spent our time in the jungle doing all these different exercises and sleeping in the jungle. You can't see. It's so thick. Everything is thick with the trees and the vines and the bushes that you cannot see anything. If you separated, look, in certain situations, if you separated 10 yards from your buddy, you might lose him. It's that thick. You're having to hack your way through it with a machete. Well, in situations like that, you can easily run into somebody, and now it's a knife fight. It's a bayonet fight. That's one. Two, weapons themselves. Another thing that doesn't necessarily come across in the movies is how long a magazine actually lasts on full auto. It's not long. It's not long at all. Chris, would you do me a favor? Because I actually forget. You know the BAR, the Browning Automatic Rifle? Look up how many rounds a magazine took. So in World War II, for instance, the heavy machine gun. I mean, I know it's called a light machine gun, but it was the heavier weapon than the normal one, heavier than a submachine gun known as a Thompson or the big heavy gun. It's the heavy one that an infantry squad would carry. It was known as the Browning Automatic Rifle. That's what it was. That's what you're hearing right here. They carried it with them. Fully automatic. Do you have any idea how fast that magazine would be over? It's 5 seconds. 20 to 40 rounds. Chris just looked it up. 20 to 40 rounds. 20 to 40 rounds. Do the math on this. At 500 rounds per minute. At 500 rounds per minute, how long does 20 to 40 rounds last? Not very. So if you're in a combat situation, let's say you're even 50 yards apart, but you're moving towards him or he's moving towards you. Do you think you're just going to be barking with that thing the entire time? Nope. What if you're both moving towards each other? You're closing fast. You could easily find your magazine empty and then not have time to swap out magazines. It's not an instant affair. So guess what? The K-bar's coming out and we're swapping blades. There's another aspect to it. Not just the magazine running out. We like to imagine, again, movies do this to us. We like to imagine that ammo is endless. It's endless for them. It's endless for me. This goes to old Westerns where the guy pulls out a 6-shooter and somehow cooks off 20 rounds with the thing. It goes to war movies. No matter what, he always has another magazine to pull out and slam home. You know how many magazines we carried? We carried one in our weapon, obviously, and generally 4 to 6 out of it. One in it, 4 to 6, depending on your loadout, out of it. You know how fast that goes if I'm in combat? If I run out, we're shooting at each other, and I run out, I don't have a ward. I don't have an ammo shop 2 feet behind me. Hey, can someone give me another 6? When you're in combat and you run out, and now you're chucking grenades. You're pulling a sidearm if you have it, and if you're close enough, you're pulling out a blade or look, a rock, an e-tool. It's a shovel, a small shovel. You're pulling out what you can. We all in Iraq, we all had various knives. They let us carry whatever knives we wanted from home. My folks got me. My dad got me a awesome little SOG knife that was perfect. I had buddies that their knives were so big they were almost freaking swords, because it was just understood there may be a time where you're doing it. Now, what Chris just brought up, urban warfare. How quickly can you run into somebody? What if your weapon jams? Again, magazine runs out. He runs out of a room and slams into you. If he's touching me, let's say my weapon is an M16, which is the main weapon we carried. That's long. If he has run into me, if we're touching, if he's a foot away and I try to deploy that weapon on him, I'm probably not going to make it. I have to, honestly, a knife might be a better option at that point in time. If he's a foot away, if I can't separate, what if he has a hold of me? I have straps all over me. What if he has grabbed me, and he will have grabbed me and I can't separate? These are just a few of the examples. It's not as clean and neat and easy as people make it out to be. And as far as the James Lindsay Medal of Honor citation, if you missed that, just go download hour 2 of Monday's show, iHeart, Spotify, iTunes. You'll hear what he did. Guys who run out of ammo and they strap a bayonet to it and start charging. There's the fear factor as well. You know that people have gotten in gunfights inside elevators, and both guys have unloaded every round without hitting a single shot. Did you know that? When your adrenaline is pumping and you're scared it's easy to simply miss with everything. Now picture some dude charging at you with a bayonet. Human beings have a unique fear of being stabbed. It goes way deeper than being shot. It goes way deeper than being blown up. I have witnessed it. I've told you my fixed bayonet story multiple times from Iraq. You threaten someone with being stabbed. I don't know exactly why. I don't know the psychology of it, but it creates an elevated level of fear in people that is palpable. It is palpable. It is different. So imagine some big American, you're a German machine gunner, maybe your weapon's even jammed, and you look up, and I don't know how big James Lindsay was, but let's say you see some 6-foot, dirty, wild-eyed American charging at you with the blade sticking out the end of his rifle, getting ready to jam it into your stomach. Maybe you're not shooting all that accurately at that point in time because you're pooping your pants.